Derrick Henry reveals message to Ravens before bullying Cowboys. Derrick Henry played a major role in Baltimore's win over Dallas. Jerry Jones and Derrick Henry with the deal with it glasses. The Baltimore Ravens surged to a 28-6 lead over the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium on Sunday, ultimately withstanding a furious comeback effort to secure their first win of the 2024 season and snap a two-game losing streak. Meanwhile, Dallas dropped to 1-2. The efforts of running back Derrick Henry, who had been linked to the Cowboys in the offseason, largely paved the way for Baltimore's victory. During his post-game press conference, Henry kept the spotlight off himself by giving a special shout-out to his offensive line and also listed off all of their names, via Jamison Hensley of ESPN. The offensive line allowed that to happen, he said of the win. We came out with the mindset of moving guys off the line of scrimmage, playing physically, and playing the Ravens-style football. They did a great job of that today. For me to have success, I told them, when y'all go out, we're all tied together. Hats off to the offensive line. Henry, who racked up 151 rushing yards on 25 carries with a pair of touchdowns, was also very complimentary of the offensive line during his immediate post-game interview with Hall of Fame quarterback-turned-broadcaster Tom Brady via Fox Sports NFL. They did a great job. I'd been challenging them all week, Henry said to Brady. I was like, just come off the ball and let's get it started early. The guys did a great job. They took that to heart and played their ***es off. I'm very proud of them. We just wanted to get it going and get the momentum on our side and keep it on our side, he continued. We started doing it early, but as the game went on, we kind of flaked out, so we had to fix that. But I think the biggest thing was focusing on finishing. Just glad to get the win in this environment and in a great game as well. Henry's performance highlighted the Cowboys' struggles to stop the run in 2024, as they've allowed an average of 185.7 rushing yards per game over the first 3 weeks. Derrick Henry was linked to the Cowboys before signing in Baltimore. Baltimore Ravens running back Derrick Henry, 22, scores a touchdown during the third quarter against the Dallas Cowboys at AT&T Stadium. After the game, Dallas team owner and general manager Jerry Jones was asked directly why the Cowboys didn't ink Henry to a contract despite their alleged interest. In response, Jones stated that they couldn't afford to, drawing a polarized reaction from fans on social media. Just last week, Henry indicated that he'd have been open to playing for the Cowboys since he lives in Dallas, but is happy with how things turned out, via USA Today. If Baltimore wasn't interested, then I was thinking maybe Dallas because I live there, Henry said last week. It'd be a convenient spot. But Baltimore was interested and I'm thankful. Henry and the Ravens will return home to face the Buffalo Bills next week at M&T Bank Stadium. Lamar Jackson puts Ravens teammate in his place while on Instagram Live. After holding on for a 28-25 win over the Dallas Cowboys, Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson seemed anything but happy. He made waves on social media for his post-game comments in which he said the Ravens needed that win bad because some people were on suicide watch, and he later let his ornery side come out later on the team plane when teammate Marlon Humphrey tried to get him to discuss the team's win on Instagram Live. Jackson started to comment on how important the Ravens' first win of the season was before reversing course and scolding Humphrey for bragging about a win the team nearly squandered away. Honestly, it's a little frustrating right now because that wasn't pretty, Jackson stated. You shouldn't even be on live right now. We need to be getting right. Humphrey acknowledged Jackson's comments and promptly shut down his live feed, but not before fans got a behind-the-scenes look at Jackson's frustration with his team. The Ravens lost both of their first 2 games of the season, both were one-score games and both lost in the final minute of the fourth quarter. In Sunday's win, Humphrey contributed just 1 tackle, 2 passes defensed and a QB hit. Baltimore ran up a 21-3 lead with 25 seconds left in the second quarter before its defense allowed the Cowboys to climb back into it. The Ravens allowed a three-play, 37-yard drive right before halftime that let Dallas pull to within 21-6, and they surrendered 3 Cowboys touchdowns in 6 minutes in the fourth quarter to blow their 3-touchdown lead. While the near comeback wasn't all Humphrey's fault, Jackson clearly wasn't pleased with the job his defense did in not putting the Cowboys away. The Dallas Cowboys fell to 1-2 after a 28-25 loss to the Baltimore Ravens at AT&T Stadium on Sunday. Just like the New Orleans Saints in Week 2, the Ravens did anything they wanted against the Dallas defense. Newly acquired running back Derrick Henry recorded 25 carries for 151 yards and 2 touchdowns. Quarterback Lamar Jackson added 269 total yards and 2 total touchdowns. Dallas scored 19 consecutive points in the fourth quarter to make the game close, but it was not enough. Over the offseason, the Cowboys were considered a potential destination for Henry, who became a free agent after the 2023 season, especially after owner Jerry Jones said he was all in. But Dallas never even reached out to Henry's camp, and he signed with Baltimore. After the loss, Jones was asked about the current state of his team and he revealed why he didn't sign the former Tennessee Titans star. His response was posted online by The Athletic's John Machota. "I like our personnel," Jones said. "We couldn't afford Derrick Henry." Jones elected to sign his former first-round pick, Ezekiel Elliott, who last played for the Cowboys in 2022. As a result, Dallas finds themselves near the bottom of the NFL in rushing yards with only 221 through 3 games. Despite whether Dallas could have afforded Henry or not, fans were not happy with Jones' reasoning and took to social media to leave their criticisms. "This is the worst con man in sports history," one fan said. "Don't like saying I hate people, but I hate Jerry Jones. Why they will never win another Super Bowl while Jerry is alive. You should never be content with your roster. Secondly, you're the richest team in the NFL. You can afford anyone. Might have realized he had the cap space if 4 and 88 were extended early, but hey. You really need to give this team up, Jerry, you're ruining the Cowboys. You are the problem, Jerry." This explanation didn't sit well with many Cowboys faithful. After all, Henry didn't exactly sign a contract that broke the bank. He inked a 2-year deal with the Ravens worth $16 million, with a cap hit of just $5.1 million for 2024. While Jerry Jones pointed to the Cowboys' commitments to big contracts for Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, some fans argue that Dallas could have made room for Henry if they'd tried hard enough. There is also speculation that Dallas didn't even attempt to negotiate with Henry, a move that now seems questionable given their current 1-2 start to the season. The Cowboys, fresh off an embarrassing 44-19 loss to the New Orleans Saints in Week 2, failed to bounce back against Baltimore. While Prescott played well and delivered a strong message to his doubters after the game, it's clear that Dallas is missing a spark in their offense, perhaps one that Henry could have provided. For now, Cowboys fans will have to wonder what could have been, while Derrick Henry continues to thrive with the Ravens. As the Dallas Cowboys looks to salvage their season, the shadow of their missed opportunity looms large. Had Jerry actually signed Henry, he would have been an instant boost to a Cowboys offense that can't get anything going on the ground. Instead, Dallas is having to rely heavily on the passing game with Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and other teams are catching on.